Welcome back to another Overwatch Coach VOD review. Today we're going to be VOD reviewing a Brig player. Let's see what they write here. Had to play Brig this game, wondering how my playstyle is, and then they put in parentheses silver. I normally play DPS Moira with Blue Beam Mercy as a backup. The other support insta-locked Moira, and my DPS chose heroes that are hard to get damage boost value from. Plus, Mercy struggles in this rank and season 45% win rate for me compared to 75% on Moira. That's a big difference. I've been playing 15 hours of Brig, so I'm starting to get comfortable with her, surviving longer, better Inspire uptime, finally getting into the 30s, still struggling with her lack of mobility. Lucky for me, the enemy went Sombra, so I felt useful at least. I probably played too risky and died a lot in round 1 because of it, but I was probably desperate to carry my game with kills because that's the only way to climb, and this was the first enemy in a while that felt pretty even after a losing streak. Round 1, I don't want to spoil the game, so I'm just going to kind of cherry pick what I read here. I'd like to know if my positioning is too aggressive, whether I should play main or take off angles, if I made the right calls following certain teammates. Retreating other times, I know my ult usage was from panicking, but I at least tried to use it to help teammates through overhealth. I'm also fairly new to Brig, so any advice or areas of improvement is welcome, or should I get better before trying Brig and Silver? Okay. So, I mean, when you're in a silver lobby, honestly, I think pretty much anything's fair game. I mean, the games aren't going to get too much worse than in silver. Sorry, just to say. So, I mean, I wouldn't shy away from playing anything really in a silver lobby. Yeah. So, let's see. Let's skip ahead just so we can see what the team comp is here. Okay. Let's get on you. And all right, so this is our Brig player. Okay, so yeah, I do agree with the Mercy not really benefiting this particular team. So good call there. As far as Brig goes, however, I don't really think Brig fits this either. Brig really is more of Brig has like two major roles, and I could add a third, so I guess I will. The first major role is counter diving. Like if the enemy's diving you can generate a lot of healing off of that, you know, like Ball, Diva, whatever. The second thing would be to bodyguard, say for example, an Ana or something to that extent, or maybe even the cart. But you're bodyguarding something that is diveable, and you can make them more difficult to dive because you're around them. I don't see that here either. And then the third thing is healing. That this is more of a me thing. I don't know. Maybe this is more of a widely accepted use case, but it's something that I've been doing a lot since season 9. I like playing Brig when I have tanks that don't really play with the team. So like Hammond, Doomfist, if Diva's extremely aggressive, that kind of a thing. Because I find armor packs are pretty darn good at healing the aggressive divey tanks. So I like doing Brig for that. But that does not apply here either. So I would say good call on not being Mercy, but I don't really think Brig is the pick here either. So what would be the pick here? I could see Lucio working. Lucio would be good. I could see Zen working for the Maga and for the Bastion. And now, granted, I get that you don't know what you're up against yet, but you know, this would be like, okay, they're not diving. Maybe I should swap to something else that the team might get more of an advantage off of. That's kind of where I'm coming from with this. So like a Zen Lucio looks good to me here. I could totally see, I could see Ana would definitely work here, although it would be a little difficult just because they are running Kiriko, but Ana could be good for punishing the Maga and the Bastion as well. And then last but not least, Kiriko. Kiriko could be good for cleansing some of the negative effects coming from Team 1 here. You've got Alariel, that's cleansable. You've got Maga for his flame, his incendiary ammo. So there's a couple things that you could cleanse. You can still heal from a distance. You've got some mobility to maybe contest the point, get out, poke around a little bit. So those would be some of the supports I would suggest here. But let's see what we get out of you on Brig, and we'll talk about it.
Your end. Taking heavy fire.
Okay, good whip.
Come over here if you want to heal. I'll lead the way.
Your team's doing a good job staying together, so I would definitely kind of maybe double up on that Lucio suggestion from before. Okay, I don't know what the heck your Moira's doing there.
Sending care your way.
So you okay, because your Moira just fed, that was not good on the Moira side of things. You could have maybe reacted a little quicker to whatever the hell your Moira was trying to do there, but your Moira shouldn't have been trying to do that anyway. But where I'm getting at now is, okay, you're now solo healing for the time being, so you got to try to get a whip shot off here safely. So I would be trying to play behind that Reinhardt shield and looking to see if you can take any kind of an angle to get a whip shot, just so then that way you can save your armor packs for any kind of like oh crap moment where somebody's like really getting focused down, and then you can kind of save them off of that. Meanwhile, your whip shot can that don't use whip shot for that. You want to save that for cooldowns for when you actually have, like, say for example Maga or somebody like in a safe easy spot, so you can start getting that healing going. Okay, I like that you use shield bash to get out. That's good. That was an unlucky whip shot. Okay, that worked. I am gonna say, I can tell this is a silver lobby. They're not paying any attention to you, and you are picking fights you probably shouldn't be picking, but because you're in the rank you're at, you're getting away with it. So what I mean by that is, let's skip back a little bit here.
I needed that.
We're gonna go a little slow. Okay, so like for example, that shield bash is typically not like that, didn't do anything, but it puts you in a spot where you could start getting focused down a little bit. But this tank's not paying attention to you for some reason. Higher level game, they would be. I like the sentiment of that. That was just unlucky timing. That's what I meant when I said, that was unlucky. So like right here, had you not have used shield bash, like when the tank dives in and he's like kind of diving in alone, like that could be something to shield bash, but don't like overextend the shield bash, because that's more of your escape route than it is your engage at this point. Now Brig did just get a buff where when you ult, her shield bash gets reset. I haven't had a chance to test this yet. I haven't played a lot since the mid-season patch, and when I did play, I don't think I played any Brig, or if I did, it was like just like a half of a game or something. But so there's a combo now with Brig that just happened the other day. So it's something I'll be looking to see if you do it and if you can get any value out of it, or if not, it's something I'm just gonna have to test. But so you could shield bash, quick pop your ult, shield bash again, and then you'll get stun off of it. Now, I'm not suggesting you do it to this tank. Granted, you don't have the ult anyway, but what I'm saying is like you could do that to do double damage to a squishy hero. I'm getting off on tangents now, so let's go back to what I was talking about. So okay, armor pack needs to go. Did you have? I didn't even pay attention. Did you have that? Yeah, you have an armor pack here. I don't know why you didn't send it to your Sombra. I would be looking at whip-shotting the Reaper. Reapers, both of these heroes are capable of recovering from you booping them off the map. But Reaper's probably your better bet for having a successful boop there. And he's a bigger target, so I would have done it to Reaper. Your odds of success there. But again, like, okay, you do shield bash to engage. I don't recommend that. They're low, I get it, but again, you're not a tank. I know Brig feels tanky. She's not a tank, and you're going up against a Reaper point blank at this point, so don't engage that in that way. Okay, so now you're point blank with a Reaper. This is not somewhere you want to be. But again, Reaper's not paying any attention to you. And then you get the kill. But had Reaper maybe paid attention to you, he might get a little bit more health steal off of that, and then maybe be able to actually push you. The other thing is that, keep in mind, you're fighting next to a hacked Mega that is not on your side of... Wait, was it your side of being hacked, or wasn't it? I felt like... Oh, it is. Okay. Wait, no, it's not. No, you're red. So, like, okay... That's the other thing to keep in mind here. We go back just a little bit.
They are attacking the objective.
Let's look at Reaper for a second. So, like, if Reaper turns around, he's got you point blank. He's going to get a bunch of health steal. Then what he could do is try to go for that health pack and, then fight you with it. So, just things to be careful about.
I'm on fire. Come on, try me.
But these guys aren't looking for that, and this is why I often warn people, don't let low rank games produce bad habits, because that right there is something I would have kind of tried to have stayed away from, unless more of your team was focused on finishing them off. But I personally would not engage 2 DPS, albeit they were low, but especially Reaper. Like, you don't want to be close to Reaper as Brig. You want to kind of do the whip shot, boop them back, kind of keep your distance, unless you've got help. And he doesn't, but he did have some health, but or help. Yeah, and then again, you shield bash the tank. Don't do that. Save that for a disengage. You're not throwing out your armor packs. That Rhine died because of you not throwing out armor packs. The passive healing of Brig isn't enough. You got to make sure. Now, managing armor packs is one thing. Not using them at all is another thing. So overusing them isn't good. But in this case, because you committed an ultimate, all 3 armor packs go to that Reinhardt. Sometimes I would say, like, okay, throw 2 at the Rhine and then save the last one for an emergency. But that was the emergency. Rhine needed all 3 there.
Watch out, I'm on fire.
The other thing I would say too, just to go back a little bit on this, because you popped ultimate, it might even had been advantageous once you've gotten your passive healing off, throw your shield up and do a role reversal between the Rhine and you, where you start blocking a bunch of the damage coming in. You know, like let's say, for example, you already threw out all your armor packs. You don't have any, or maybe you only have 1, and now you're in this situation. So then throw up your shield, block the Maga, and then the Reinhardt will get passive healed, and he'll throw his hammer around to do damage, and then that'll give the Rhine some time to heal up that way too. But that none of that happened here. Yeah, I'm not sure why you didn't throw any armor packs there. And then again, that's as soon as your Rhine died and the Maga and the Reaper kind of converge on you, you got to get out. That's time to leave. So shield bash backwards and just get out, because they've already got the point. So you're not stalling. It's a lost fight at that point. Get out.
Enemy turret within my sight.
Fall back. Jump back. Get it. Just what the doctor.
Use your shield a little bit. So, like, I get you're trying to kill Kiriko. As soon as about right here, you're too overextended and you're trying to commit to something you can't do anything about anymore. You're just not gonna kill this Kiriko because you're trapped. She's gonna get away. And then on top of that, you've given yourself to the Maga, so you got tunnel visioned here. So like, as soon as she used her Suzu on herself, throw up your shield, block the damage from Maga, and wait for your tank to do anything to circumvent what's happening to you, assuming that they do. But yeah, and then on top of that, then this happens. So maybe if you have shield up, maybe you block this. If, you know, depending on where it gets shot and all that. It'd be a big ask, though, and probably doesn't happen, but you definitely died a little too early there.
Pain is inevitable.
Shield's under fire.
Okay, rest your shield. Good. So I would be pinging that Reaper, try to get attention onto him.
Help me. Blazing shield.
Yeah, what you did there with your shield bash, that's more along the lines of what I'd be looking for.
Help me. Blazing shield. Damn.
So, as soon as you see that you're being hacked and you have shield up, you gotta find where that Sombra is and move your shield, because you can break hack just by shielding her line of sight to you. So this death right here that you're about to receive, you earned it basically by not reacting to it. Would have been nice if Moira peeled for you there, but again, it's a silver game, so that would be asking a lot.
Come here.
I'm not really sure what the Moira was doing there
Looking
anyway.
better already.
Alright, so just be careful about overusing armor packs. You want to always, when you're initiating a team fight in a situation where the next fight basically is going to win the round, you gotta make sure you've got armor packs for those oh crap moments. And when you just spit 3 out and then now you're all of a sudden going into a fight with 1 to none, that's not always good. So just be careful about overusing them. In that case, give 1 to like each DPS, and that basically has to be good enough until the Moira gets back. I mean, well, maybe I shouldn't say has to be, but hopefully they're not feeding enough where you have to use all 3, because you want You want to actually have something to give to the team once the fight really starts.
Fall back. I'm under attack. Helping you recover.
Keep your shield up, shield up, shield up. You are way too far forward here. Like, your team's, for the most part, all the way back here. You got two people there, and you're here. Why are you here? You should be, like, here, or here, maybe here, like, on the top ledge. Like, somewhere around that line is where you should be. If you're really concerned about touching, then maybe like on the ramp. Not here. This is no. You should not be there. Kill the pylon. Oh, somebody else did. Okay. You got a little too it's weird because lately I mean, for the most part in this VOD, you've been maybe a little too aggressive with swinging. And then you got really passive.
Gotta go.
You definitely missed opportunities to swing your mace there.
The light becoming
Let me take care of that for you.
Yeah, I feel like you died mainly because of positioning, passiveness, and not maintaining your shield well enough. The other thing is you're up against, I should have talked about this earlier, but you're up against a Reaper, and as Brig, you should salivate at that matchup for a particular reason. When Reaper ults, first of all, you need to alt track Reaper. And then when Reaper ults, you pop your ult and you'll stun him out of it. You could theoretically do it to Sombra, but that's a huge ask, like at a lot of levels. Like, I mean, it can be done, but that's a pretty big ask. But Reaper is a way easier one. And I don't think you're even thinking about that, just judging by how you used your ultimate. And then Reaper came in, used his when you were nowhere around, and he had it for free. But you counter Reaper ult as Brig, and you weren't looking for that at all.
And when you meet...
Okay, so
Sending
let me go a
care
little
your way.
back here. All right, we'll start here. All right, so team composition wise, what are we up against? It's pretty much the same, although now we've got a Roadhog. Everything else looks about the same. So again, I would not be playing Brig here. If it were, well, I'm a Lucio player, right? So this is Ilios. I'm obviously going to be Lucio. Like, this is like when I get this map on a weeknight, it made my night. You know, this is Lucio Kingdom basically. So obviously I'm going to recommend Lucio as the number one swap to. But if you don't like playing Lucio, what would I suggest here? Ana probably for the Roadhog. I know there's Kiriko, but I feel like Roadhog's going to be a very predominant tank for the remainder of the season, unfortunately. So getting used to playing supports that counter Roadhog are probably going to be something that needs to be in your wheelhouse. Brig doesn't do that. Moira doesn't do that. And Mercy does not do that. You're going to be looking at like Zens and Anas and maybe to a lesser extent Baptiste. If you can headshot the tank, he'll spit out a decent amount of damage and the window can kind of melt Roadhog. You know, heroes like that essentially. And then playing Kiriko for your tank, that will hopefully be Roadhog or something that can give Roadhog trouble. In this case, you do have that tank, but there's nothing really to throw anything at the Orisa, you know, in terms of like anti-heals and stuff like that. You do still have hack, and you do have a Lari ult that you could cleanse, but that's about it. Doesn't necessarily warrant a Kiriko, but if you're not feeling very confident on Lucio or Zen, I would probably suggest Kiriko or Baptiste here as other heroes to be.
Sending care your way. I can protect you. I'm under attack.
Gotta get a whip shot in there.
Looking better already.
You're taking difficult whip shots and you're not hitting them.
Get back.
You missed an opportunity for an easy one because you threw one that you missed, and then you missed another one right after it. And then this Roadhog just hooked your tank off, so it's feeling like your tank is getting diffed to some extent. Although, judging by the time left on the actually this might end at this round. I don't know.
Come over here if you want healing.
Taste of poison.
Here, for you. All patched up.
Again, careful about engaging targets with Shield Bash. Reaper's not usually one you want to do that to. That one's fine to Shield Bash. That one's fine to Shield Bash, although I probably wouldn't have used it right then and there. I would have saved it for when Somber tries to make some space away from you, and then you could use that to close the distance. That's the only thing I would have done differently there. Armor pack your Moira. You missed an opportunity to throw an armor pack. That one there was too late. It's inconsequential. Again, that whip shot, it's a difficult angle to take. You gotta wait for easier angles, otherwise it's not worth it. Because like right now, nobody on your team's even hurt. So even if you hit the whip shot, nobody needs the healing. So save it for when you've got the opportunity to actually take advantage of it. Like right there, you could boop the hog away from the well, and then he's not going to hook somebody into the well, or at least attempt to. The only other thing I would say here is you're definitely gonna, like, the second you see the hog coming through that doorway, that's when you would want to do it, because as soon as he gets to the well, then you're susceptible to being hooked into it. So it's all of a timing and a reaction thing. So if you find that the hog's already kind of toward, like, on the edge of the well, you're just gonna have to hold shield up and back away, and then ping him too, so your team's aware of where he is. Yeah, that's the perfect opportunity to shield bash somebody, like, aggressively. That right there, that's good.
Sending care your way.
That's it. That was a good. I hit the wrong button.
You'll fix it.
But that was a good whip shot. I'm not really sure why you did that. I definitely saved that. Again, save it for when Reaper ults. Try to counteract Reaper, or save it for more of an oh shit moment.
I'll remember.
Doesn't sound like Genji's having a good time. Okay, my juice down here for a second. I just saw an opportunity you missed. Where was he? Oh, maybe you didn't. Okay. If I'm okay, this is the Lucio player in me talking, but if I'm playing a character that has the capability of booping people off of the map, I clear things like this. This fence gets cleared. Like I would take this fence out. Even as Brig, I would take this fence out. And then when we're grouping up, I would be playing up here and I would be making sure this area is safe. And if it's not safe, you could whip shot down and boop somebody off of here. Now, Reaper I don't know why he did that, but he used his Wraith to come here. So had you have checked this and potentially booped Reaper off the map, he would not have been able to recover from that. You could have gotten a pick there if you would have been checking for it, but you weren't checking for it. But that's a missed opportunity. See, now you're checking for it, but this is too little too late, and then this is not the way to be engaging Reaper.
That felt pretty good.
You won the interaction, but all I can really say there is a better Reaper, I would expect to win that, so...
Watch out, I'm on fire! I can protect you.
So same thing what I just said, clear that fence out, play by this little mini, and then if anybody tries to come through this flank, you could potentially boop them off the map. I had a soldier in a game yesterday yelling at me because I booped him off the map that way.
I got you.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know, like, this is not, whatever it is you think you're doing, it's not good, because, like, pretend I'm on the enemy team and I'm coming around the corner here, and let's just say I don't know you're in there. If you're not swinging, I still don't know you're in there. But you're just swinging at nothing. Oh, there's a random mace being flailed around. Gee, I wonder where the Brig is. Oh, we could just go in and dive her and she's gonna die. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you just giving away your positioning for no reason whatsoever? And even if you were hitting Hog here, what do you get out of this? Like, you're gonna get some passive healing maybe to yourself, but if the Hog wants you dead, you should die. So I don't know what you're doing here. Yeah, you're frontlining now. So if you had your ultimate, you could have stunned him out of that. Granted, that was not a good Reaper. This is not a good Reaper player. But when you start to climb and you play against better players, you know, you need to stun him out of that ult. You're not looking to do that right now.
Here, take this.
Be nourished.
I don't know what this Ilari is doing, or is this Ana? I can't really. I think that's Ilari. But the fact that you missed a standing still AFK target, that's not good.
Shields under fire. Fall back.
Okay, so one thing to keep in mind when you're playing on Ilios and you're going up against a Roadhog like this who's trying to hook people into the well and he's looking for instances to do that, you got to pay attention to where Roadhog is and try to do something to counteract that. Now, as a Lucio player, I'm looking for angles to boop the Hog into the well, which has gotten a hell of a lot harder after the mid-season patch because tanks do not move to Lucio boop again. But the point I'm trying to make is you need to put the fear of God into the enemy tank so that they don't think they can just walk up to the well and just have all the time in the world to cherry pick who they're going to hook into the well and then can just walk away for free. So booping him away from the well to give your team more time to react, playing an angle that maybe boops him into the well. It's all about just paying attention to where he is. So like, you know, you swing at nothing, then you frontline in. Luckily, your team bails you out. Okay, so Hog's dead right now, right? Okay, so then you kill, or you help kill the Reaper. So everybody's coming out of spawn right now. So at this point, you know everybody's coming from right there and up. That's where you know everybody is. So what I suggest that you do is, what I would be doing is I would be playing up here. That's what I would be doing. But then if I don't see anybody coming this way, I come back around and inside the building here. We'll get into a free view mode here. And then I would play up here and make sure that nobody's coming this way. This way or this way. That's what I would be checking for. And as soon as I know nobody's coming this way, I drop down and then I'm back into here again. That's where I'm going to be. And then if I see or hear Hog coming from over in the right-hand side of our part of the map, I'm holding up shield and I'm watching for him. And he's going to see me, but he can't do anything to me because I've got my shield up, so he can't hook me. And the second I notice him even trying to make a move to the well, I'm whip-shotting him back and I'm pinging to, like, to alert the team, like, hey, Road Dog's coming to the well here. We got to look out for this. Instead of what you do. That's basically what I'm looking at for myself here. So based off of what I just said versus what you do. Like, you might have even been able to have blocked that hook, because that Moira didn't look like she was all that far from you. Okay, D.Va might bail you out here, but this is still a learning curve experience. Do not enter this room with Hog as a front line. You're asking to die again. D.Va saved you. 100% D.Va saved you there. Yeah, you got yourself essentially killed there. Okay, so going back.
Don't let them capture the objective.
So, okay, right here, fall back. Shield bash out. You got shield bash. Shield bash over here to your Cassidy. That's where I would go. And then play this room. Just play in here. You can go, you can poke out a little bit. You can poke out here. You can kind of hold point a little bit with your shield if you need to. You've got Sombra. That might be something that you could kind of bodyguard the Cassidy. Remember I told you Brig is more of a bodyguard character, so you could maybe protect him that way. Play in here. Do not play out here, because there's nothing you can do out here. Like, yeah, you're healing D.Va a bit, but there's nothing for you out there and you could heal D.Va from in here. Like, you could get her from in here. She needs to move a little bit anyway, because her positioning's not really doing anything either. So falling back to this room is what I would definitely suggest doing here. As soon as you're in this position, get out. Instead, you just hold it. And then you get yourself killed because you poked around a tight corner and then you ate a headshot, and now you're essentially dead. The other thing I would have said too is, I don't know why you took so long to pop your ultimate, because of what the whole overtime thing going on right here. You got to pop your ult, like, because this is a fight now that you have to win, so everything has to get committed to this, because if you don't, you're not going to get a second shot at this. But you wait way too long and die. Like, you at times you're playing Brig like she's a tank, and she's not a tank. She's a tankier support, but she's not a tank.
Careful! Enemy turret within my sight. I'm on fire! What else is new?
Yeah. So, alt timing, 2 positioning, 3 whip accuracy, 4 I'll say SB for shield bash. Let's leave it at those 4. Focus on these 4 things primarily, like your alt timing. Actually, wait, I'm going to put a 5th one in here. I'll say TC for team comp. So your alt timing, we covered that as we saw it, but your alt timing didn't feel the greatest. 2, your positioning, we covered that as we saw it, but sometimes you're playing Brig as a tank. Sometimes you're playing a little too aggressively. That sort of a thing. 3, your whip shot accuracy. Sometimes you're taking whip shots that just are kind of feeling like Hail Mary, hope and prayer shots as opposed to saving it for easier potential shots. 4, your use of shield bash, which we covered as we saw it. And then 5, your team composition, where Brig doesn't necessarily bring the most to your team as some of the other heroes potentially could. And again, we covered that at the beginning of each round. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.